If you could get 75% off the price of anything you wanted, what would you buy? Now, I like to invest in businesses and assets. So some of the things I'd be looking at would be commercial property, maybe like a farm to live on, or a fancy car if you really wanted. But this video is going to show us how we could, in theory, get 75% off anything you want. Just so you know, this is a kind of a mental exercise. This is not financial advice. This is something I'm going to try and do myself. If you follow me, you will lose all your money, possibly, probably. So let's get straight into the video. So I've set up a little whiteboard here. Ding ding. And this is the basic premise. So 75% off anything. So the aim for me, and to make it more worthwhile, the aim is to own a cash flowing asset in 2 years. And the reason I've come up with this is because I want to get to a point where I can retire early. So in 2 years, in theory, if I did this, I could get to retire. I could get perhaps, I don't know, £4,000 to £5,000 a month coming in, and that'd be enough just to take life easy and carry on investing in other things, but have a nice secure base without having to go out and work. Just, you know, a nice steady passive income, as everyone says, even though I need loads of work to do it too, but I'll enjoy it like it's my place. So question I should be asking yourself is, what do you want to own? If your first answer was a car, the flashy car, then you need to perhaps think again. What you should be thinking out is stuff that, if you say you do want a flashy car, we'll try and reframe it. So okay, I want a car, but how much is that going to cost me a month? So okay, so what can I invest in that's going to create cash flow, and that'll cover the cost of that fancy car? I actually did it in 2019. I set up a company, did a little thing called Project Bentley. I wanted to buy a Bentley, and I thought, right, I'm going to set up a company, which I did in 2019. And then over the next 12 months to 18 months, I built it up, and it would bring in enough money a month to buy myself a Bentley. But then I didn't buy a Bentley because I was bringing in that money and the business was growing. I thought, I don't want to waste all that money on a Bentley. I'm going to reinvest it, grow the business, and then now it's grown bigger and bigger. So now that business on its own is worth probably buy 3 Bentleys with what that business is worth now. So just something to think about. So for me, I'm going to literally do this as if it's just for me. So please don't follow me or you will lose your money. That is my non-financial advice thing. So what do you want to own? For me, I want an acre commercial yard in the northwest with units to rent out to my existing businesses. So at the moment, I'm renting a yard, which is an acre yard, cost me £5,800 a month in rent, which is ridiculous. The yard's probably worth £500,000. So I'm thinking it's going to be a bit of a dip in the, well, there is definitely already a bit of a dip in property. So in my opinion, I think commercial properties will start to fall a bit as well over the next 12 to 16 months, 18 months. So how much will it cost? It'll probably cost about 400, maybe 400, 500, but keep it in round numbers. So 400,000 to buy this yard, which I could then rent out. My other businesses could then move into it and pay rent to me or the company I'd do it through for £4,000 or £5,000 a month. I save £800 a month for the business. More importantly, I'd have an income, £5,000 a month coming in, and I have a nice yard there that's fully paid off, no mortgage, no nothing, and happy days. Don't have to worry about it. And if I wanted to, I can leverage that business, that asset. I could refinance it, pull money out and do it again if I wanted. But I think the important thing to try and get in your mind is, this is what I want, a 1 acre commercial yard with units to rent. But I'm not just going to go out and buy an acre commercial yard with the units already built, because I always want to be trying thinking about how can I add value to that idea. So if I just went and bought a yard that was just had a concrete yard, I could probably build a unit for well, I get more acreage for the money, or I could save a bit of that money, pay a bit less for the acre yard, and then build the units myself, adding value. So now the yards, say I spent 50 grand building a big unit on there, so you spent, well, say you still spent 400 grand, but the whole site is now worth 500,000 because you added value to it, or maybe 450,000, or whatever. It's worth more money, and it's more rentable. You can rent it out to the places. And if for any reason any of my other businesses fail, then I've got a yard there with units on, and happy days. I can rent it out, and that's me retired, isn't it? So all good. Okay, so how much do you need? It's terrible trying to write with a pen. How much do you need if you're getting 75% off? So this is the kind of like clickbaity bit here. So it is 75% off in effect, because you've not got 400 grand cash, and you can keep working this back. So let's say I've got about 100,000 for a deposit. Well, I could, instead of using it as a deposit, I could use that 100,000 and invest in something that will give you 4 times return. Bearing in mind it's based over the next 2 years. So if I got 100 grand now, I can say, okay, well, what can I invest in? And if I get 400% return within 2 years, then I've got my 400 grand, don't I? I can just sell that, the assets that I've invested in, cash out, and then go and buy this. Now, if you started off saying, right, I want let's move this up a little bit. Let's say you're just started this and you've just picked something that you want, that's 400 grand as well, and you're saying, oh, that's great, but I've not got 100 grand deposit. Then you just do it a different way. You just go reverse engineer it. It's okay, so you want to get to 400 grand and you need 100 grand deposit, but you've not got 100 grand. So maybe you've got 20 grand. Okay, well, let's take that, or 25 grand, sorry. Let's say you got 25 grand, and then you're going to do exactly the same thing with the 25 grand, and you get a 400% return on the 25 grand, then that'll give you 100 grand. But then you have to wait for the next market, or the next thing to invest in where you can get a 4x, and maybe that won't be stocks at that time, maybe it'll be something else, maybe you'll go into property, maybe by the time you've got your 100 grand together and you want to do this, property is low and you can buy a smaller commercial unit that's then going to go up to 400 grand, and then, you know, just keep the idea is to have like, start with the end in mind, and then leapfrog it round, keep going till you get to the point where you want to go. When my target is 400 grand cash to buy a yard. So don't if you think, oh my god, 400 grand, I've not got that. Even if you've only got a grand and you want to make 4 grand, or you want to buy a car that's 4 grand and you've only got a grand, this could be a way to do it. Or this is what I would do, should I say, if that's what I needed or wanted, more than likely. So my initial investment is going to be how will you 4x your initial investment? So for me, I'll be looking at buying US tech stocks like Tesla, Nvidia, Palantir, MicroStrategy, Coinbase, and when we invest, hopefully, this says hopefully early 2024, and then getting out to 2025. So that'll give you a 2-year span, and a nice infographic. That'll give you the 2-year span to get the return. So let's have a look at some of them stocks. So let's start with Nvidia at the top. We've already up there. So let's say everything's still plenty of bad news going on. Markets are still tumbling. Let's say they continue to tumble and get down to here, or maybe down here. Let's get right down to here, which is a big way off. Then you're talking Nvidia, perhaps 300%, so 3x on Nvidia. Bearing in mind you don't have to just put 100%, or I won't be putting 100% into one stock. That'd be crazy. And it might not even get down here. So you might go, okay, I'm going to invest in here, and if it breaks below, then I'll invest in here. But maybe the market is changing slightly. But if you just look at the date range where these could come in at the bottom, I'm just pointing at the screen again that you can't see. So that's like February 24. So let's say this comes down here. So this part of the investment would be about 100%, so doubling your money, that one, on Nvidia. Possibly, maybe, not financial advice. We've got Tesla, lovely Tesla. So I'm looking to get in Tesla round about here, back around the $120. Hopefully then it'll break out here, back to all-time high, maybe a bit higher. So Tesla, 200 to maybe 300% if it goes to all-time highs. Yeah, so 2 to 3x on your money, pretty good. So you could put that in the pot as well. I'm just looking at what I've got here, what I've got wrote down. We'll just go through them actually. Micro strategies. Now I am waiting for this. This won't be far away from pulling back to here. I think if this pulls down into here, I'm going to get it anyway. Just not a lot, but just I'm going to put a small position in with the hope that that'll react off this support here and move onwards and upwards. So we're on the daily chart now, just so you know, so we can get a good long looking overview. So let's say we get back into here, 394, back to the all-time high. That is 200%. Let's say it breaks support, get back to these lows, which would be sweet. Now we're talking 6x there. And bear in mind, we're looking for a 4x, we're looking to quadruple that money. PLTR. It's just a bit of I think it's a good mental model just to be thinking about, not how much can I save or what can I put away, but how can I like jump and piggyback up and up the levels, you know, try and turn what you've got now, 4x that, and then go again. And then nothing is really, the price of things aren't really the price of things then, are they? Now I've just put a little cheeky short on here on eToro, just this has broke support, so I'm just going to short that one. And I've shorted another one as well, I can't remember. That Nvidia, yeah. So that's going back into, so that one might get stopped out, we'll keep an eye on it. So PLTR, so let's look at the potential returns on PLTR. So if this breaks support, which it has done already, if it comes down back to test around here, again looking at the date, that's around about January 24, back up to the top, that's 3x, and if it goes to all new highs, you probably get 4x out of that if you're cheeky. Coinbase is a bit more speculative because it's Bitcoin. It's probably a bad chart. Which chart is this on? Nasdaq, maybe not. We'll let it off. So we're in this band at the moment. Let's say we get in around these lows here. That's 800%. Let's say we went back to there, 600%, back to this range. Let's say you didn't get any. I mean, this is kind of all based around, if crypto starts going down, then you ought to just keep watching this. And if it gets to the bottom again, and then crypto starts getting stronger again, then this would be a good one to get in, as well as MicroStrategy, because these are pure crypto based companies. And the other ones, Google, Meta, Amazon, I'm not bothered about these really. Not really interested in them. Don't know why, just not. Let's have a quick look at them anyway. So Google's broke support. There we go. We had that support waiting to go. Can't help myself, can I? So let's say this gets down, even down to here, down to around about here, back to the all-time high, 46%. Maybe that's why I don't like them. Meta, Mr. Zuckerberg, 81%. I mean, these are great returns. Like, don't get me wrong. You're only getting 5% in a high interest savings account at the moment. Amazon's had a little spike up. This is created. See how we've got this compression going on? and it's broke down and came back in, so that's interesting. But if this comes back all the way down here again, so this is quite a busy zone around $90. I suppose even, you know, maybe then I'd look at getting into it, but not before. Well, I think I just don't like Amazon because they kept me money on a Amazon selling account. Got about 10 grand of my money still, and they don't answer the phone to you. I want after a certain time period has passed. Apple is actually looking quite strong. It's broke out to the upside, and possibly come to test here again, down to here, and then up. So there's not much room. There's not, you know, it's not on super discount at the moment. Microsoft is getting up to the top of the channel again, so not really interesting. Yeah, so that's kind of the mindset is what I'm trying to convey here. So don't think, you know, if you want to be financially free, if you want to kind of not have to be a slave to your own job, or if maybe you're self-employed, the stresses of being self-employed. I know it's stressful as hell. I own 4 businesses, and it's hard work running those a lot of the time, so it takes a big toll on you. I'm kind of like, right, I just want something else now, something that's going to be nice and easy. So I've worked hard enough for long enough. So this would be a good way of doing it. So try and start with the end in mind. A kind of lessons what I try and push over. What is your goal? What do you want? Why do you want it? And can you get if you can get 75% off the price, in effect, by being a bit of a smart investor, then have you got enough deposit to do what you want to do? It doesn't have to. I mean, it could be your first house, could be anything. But if you just use a different, I was actually speaking to someone today, getting a bussy this morning, and they were talking about what they do. They've got won £250,000, and she just listed off all the get a bathroom done, get something for the kids, go on holiday, and like by the end of the conversation, which only took a couple of minutes, like that 250 grand was gone. And I was just like, right, okay. And I couldn't help myself with that. Do you know what I'd do? I'd invest it, and I'd at least double it, probably quadruple it, have $1 million, invest that, and then live off the interest. Like on the 250 grand, you probably get £1,000 a month, or even on a very low interest, 5%. But that's what most people do. That's why people that win money lose it just as quick, because they don't have the financial literacy to keep hold of it. So I hope if there's anyone out there that's gone through this and thought, wow, that's amazing, please just put like a comment saying that you agree with it and think it's great. Or if you've heard it before and thought, yeah, that's all right, but you know, that's pretty obvious, then put that as well. I like to know, like, if you think it's good, then let me know. If you think it's crap, let me know. Simple as that. Right, so I hope that helps someone. If you have any questions, stick it in the comments, and then I'll make another follow-up video to answer any questions. And if you've got something that you're specifically working on, and you want although I can't advise, but if you want my opinion on something, then stick that in the comments as well. Or send me an email. I'll do it privately. I don't mind. This is what I love doing. Love talking about this. Talk about it all day long if I could. In fact, I do some days. So anyway, thanks for watching. So slightly better, 19 minutes this time instead of half an hour. So we're getting there. Not quite 10 minutes, but right. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again.